Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome to Knowles Tarot. Welcome to the channel. I hope you guys are feeling pretty well. Hope you guys are doing all right. Um, Welcome into your reading. This is going to be a current snapshot of like your life right now, what's going on. Just looking at a few cards. It's gonna be more of like an open, spiritual, open reading. So just pulling cards and pulling the information from them. First, we'll start off with the Gilded Reverie Lenormand. Pull one card from there to see. I feel like it's gonna be like the past or like where you're coming from, and this will be the energy you'll check to see like if this resonates with you, if this is your reading. But then after we pull the past energy, we'll pull a few cards from the Prism Oracle to get the overall snapshot, current energy of you, the full energy. And that's supposed to be like the first two cards are almost like the snapshot of your energy, kind of like what you really need to hear right now from like spirit, like what spirit wants to tell you. And then like the last card is technically the same, but it's almost like I'm intending it to be like a surprise, but like a present. Well, maybe that, but it's more like a pleasant surprise, like a good surprise coming to you almost in the near future, in the distantest future. But yeah, this is just supposed to be like a general snapshot of your energy, just to see what spirit wants you to know, what they want you to hear. So well, let's start off with the Lenormand to see like the past, where you're coming from, and if this energy resonates with you, then this reading is for you. I forgot to say, please like, share, and subscribe. Put on the notifications if you will. And if you want a private reading, information for that is down below. One last note to add. I probably only mentioned it in this video. I'm not too sure, but I'm running like a fall sale, a fall special. And I'll keep the information in the description so you can check below to see what's going on so far. Keep you updated. But for the next 10 people that do reach out for a personal reading, I'm doing, I believe, 10. There's supposed to be free readings. It's going to be 10 minutes each for you, and any question. So 10 minutes, any question, free reading for the next 10 people. So that should be pretty fun. So yeah, the email for that will be down below. So yeah, let the race begin. I don't know how to say that, but yeah, next 10 people that hit me up for a personal reading for any question, it'll be 10 minutes, free of charge. All right, and I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I don't think so. No, okay, that's it. All right, let's see. From the Lenormand, the energy you're coming from. Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's any information I was feeling beforehand. And why is the only word coming to my brain screwdriver? I asked for an intuitive, open reading, and this is what spirit gives me. I don't know what a screwdriver has to do with anything, but alright. And at the end of the reading, I may open up this fortune cookie if I feel like it, if I do have the time. I'm really feeling like it, so hopefully stick to the end of the reading to see what comes out of that. Alright, so where are you coming from? Where's the collective coming from in this past energy? Oh, we have the birds. So this is something new. This feels like a new... If it's not a new job, if it's not a new home, it's a new environment. And if it's not a new environment that you're coming from, is it like a home or an environment where you are different from those around you? No, they're all the same in this. Well, not really. One of them's taking flight while the other ones are staying perched. Or one of them's flying. I don't know. So, the energy you're coming from, the 12 here, the birds are about small talk. I guess I could almost give it Gemini energy, but it's like connecting energy, where it's like networking, talking, connecting. And therein lies why the people will be different from you, because like it's almost like you're getting to know them. It's new people, maybe having met new people, opening yourself up to new environments. this is almost where you're coming from. What's significant about this? I keep looking at this birdhouse. So something is significant about the place of meeting, or the avenue, the whatever vessel this is that connects you. Something that's important about that, like whatever it is that you use to connect to these people, to this environment. That could be school, that could be church, that could be online, Instagram. But the last thing I see with this is that it's a bird feeder, most of all. So when you do go to this place, when you do go to this environment, it does feed you, does nurture you, gives you energy. So yeah, I don't know. That's all I'm really getting from where you're coming from. It just feels a lot like small talk, a lot like new people. Sort of like an energy where you're like, oh, you're not fresh to be whoever you want to be, because it's like, I know these people don't know much about you, or maybe they do. What's at the bottom? The writer. So yeah, that's number one. That's like the start of stuff. So it feels like this is like the beginning of some sort of a community. It's just very interesting. It's really hard to grab this energy. It's a little bird feeder. It's a little house. The number 12 here in the card would be the Hanged Man in the tarot. And I don't know, I just feel like that's about new perspectives. So maybe coming from a new perspective, maybe coming from having to release a lot. Because like a lot was maybe out of your control. And so now you're in like a new environment, new people, new things, new goals, new, almost like you implementing like a plan B, because you know, like the first one, it's not that it didn't work out, it's just more so like you had no control whatsoever. So it feels more like in Hangman, it's major arcana, so like the universe stepping in to maybe even like meet new people, to get a new perspective, meet new people or a new environment, or just meet the energy of something new in order to, it feels like, renew something within you. I know there's a lot where you're coming from, but what I know I can tell for sure is that it's just very, very new. And this is an interesting energy for the past, because it's like, usually you'd be going into something new, but you've already come from this. You've already come from an energy where things are, I don't know, what I would mostly say is that you're having to utilize a lot of, that's why it's a bird feeder, you're having to utilize a lot of energy. Wherever you're coming from, you've had to utilize a lot of energy, you've had to utilize a lot of maybe your communication, a lot of your energy, you've spent a lot of energy and resources on like a new environment. Whether this is going to be good or bad, like benefit you, I can't tell quite yet, but let's move forward. If that resonates with you, if you've come from like this sort of new energy, this new environment, new people, new small talk, I don't know, just something about the energy is new. And I felt the energy also of like renewal. And I'm pulling on my little ring finger even though I'm not married. But married to the game. No, I'm kidding. Married to myself and the stars currently. I'm losing what I was saying. Oh yeah, the energy of renewal. So it's like, maybe even if you do know this environment, or you already know these people, or this isn't something completely new, you are becoming a new person within it. So maybe becoming a mother, maybe becoming a fiance, maybe becoming a brother or a sister if you were a only child. It's like you were once one thing, and you're now, in the past, you've been renewed. So you've already been through this. You've already somewhat maybe changed in this new environment, and now you're having to sort of visit it, adjust to it, like treated as the new world for you. Very interesting. Let's move forward and see what's up, because that's a lot of information for one card. All right. So yeah, let's get a snapshot of your energy. Let's see what we got going on. Again, this is what Spirit would like you to know. We'll start off with the Prism Oracle, and then we'll clarify with the Hermetic Tarot. So starting with the Prism Oracle, what would be the collective's energy, like the general overall? Oh, I love it. I didn't expect that to come out. You got magic. Although I'm not gonna lie. Before I got into this reading, this was the one card that was in my forefront. It's very cool because it has that third eye energy in it. So I was like, oh, what if magic? What if magic? But I didn't really very interesting. It was a subconscious idea where I felt it, but I didn't give it enough energy to really think too much into it. So I didn't really even really think on it. It was almost like a current, like a water current passed by. I was like getting ready for the reading, thinking about the energy, and it's magic. So something about that, even though that I explained that very weird, something about that, it's like in your energy right now, maybe learning new magic, and in that maybe growing maybe your psychic abilities, like if you were clairaudient before, where you could hear your messages or visions, it's now you are in a space where you're more clairsentient, where whatever that is. I think that's feeling. I don't remember the other ones, but it's you're gaining new abilities, and with magic too, it's strengthening your sight. And also it feels like where you feel that there is no strength, where you have it's like you're examining a lot. I remember the magnifying glass is one of the first cards I just looked at. I don't know if it's still here. No, it's not. But it's examining a lot, and I'm supposed to pull the full spread out. I don't know why I didn't do that, but I got mesmerized by the magic card. And why, of course, because it's filled with abundance. Hell yeah. But something about the magic, it's you're examining, you're zooming in, you're focusing in on maybe even the areas you don't have strength, and you're focusing on the areas you do, and you're balancing them out. It's you're really taking a good look at things, and it's with every look, you're waving your wand, you're causing some change. And of course, it doesn't have to be literally magical. You're not maybe you're not waving a wand, but at the same time, you're using your vision with this magic card. You're using your vision to collect data on your outside world. And so when you do that, you're okay, so what's going on? What do I need? What am I doing right now? Where am I going? Stuff like that. And so when you look at your outside world, you collect that data to see where it is already. And all that processes to your brain. It transmutes to your heart. Now it's in your stomach and your gut. And you process that energy, and that's how the magician works through you, because first you're aware of it, first you see it, and then you let it, and then you see how you feel about it, you let it process through your body, and then that's when it comes back out, and then you use your body, your instrument, your vessel, in order to enact change. So of course it's not as quick as a bippity boppity spell, but that doesn't mean that it's any less impactful. If anything, it has a more long-term effect, because not only are you working on creating magic right now, you're setting yourself up for success in the future, because you're teaching yourself new skills as well. So it's I don't know. It's the next time around you do this, it would be even stronger. It's something like that, where it's you'll see you'll see a lot more fruits of this coming in the future. But right now, it's doing a lot of good for you to use this magic. I don't know, the magic right now is important for some reason. I'm looking at the eyeball. Well, I'm gonna pull the full spread in just a sec, because I have to. But just looking at the eyeball is an important part of it, because it's like something is important about your sight in this. And this is a purple card too, which is all about almost like faith energy, mystical energy, where it's like it's unseen, but if you know how to look, then it is seen in a sense, you know, where like most basic example, a person has, you know, issues going on, maybe like I don't know, I'm trying to think of something, like maybe you see someone, or I don't know, that's not a, I don't want to say that, maybe like someone comes out disheveled, right, like they're like disheveled clothes, disheveled hair, it's like that's all you see. It's like it's unknown. You don't know what's going on with that person. You just see disheveled clothes, disheveled hair. Common sense maybe says to like wonder if they're like, you know, if that's like on purpose, if they're okay. But like anyone can do anything and dress anyway. So it's like it's quite possible that like the full example is that you just don't know what's going on. And so with the purple energy of magic, of faith, and all that, of that spiritual energy, what that does is it's like if you can't see what's going on a certain way, like even like CAT scans or like X-rays, it's like if you can't see what's going on, you could either you know, be like, oh, I don't know what's going on, I can't see, you know, or you could like you could be like, oh, you could just assume from like, you know, what it looks like on the outside, or you could instead choose to find a different way to look. That was a lot. There was a lot to talk about with the magic card, but I don't know. You're utilizing a different way to look at something, and it's bringing you different answers. It's bringing you answers, bringing you clarity, and at the same time, again, it's like you're exercising a spiritual muscle, and it's gonna pay off well for you coming forward in the future. So let me pull out the rest of the spread so I can see what's up. We have magic in the beginning. What else do we have for the collective? Connected to this magic as well. Protection. Okay. I like that. I like that because we have the magic here. Magic. The card always gives me magic and protection. Okay. Well, I mean, that first of all just feels like you're like a wizard who's able to protect themselves. You've read the books, you know the spells that you need. But I mean, also at the same time, I would say your intuition is protecting you. Ooh. If your magic is protecting you, your magic comes from within. So what I feel from that is like, I don't know how to say it, being protected by your magic, where it's like you don't have to physically fight, you don't have to physically push it or anything, just as long as you do the internal process of magic, where it's where you do like a more authentic version of magic, where it's like you're not trying to control, you're not trying to push, you're not trying to fight with your own two hands, because you can, but it's more so like how I'm going to fight the situation is I'm going to look at it, process it, and then create action that will solve it. Now, of course, all the answers aren't going to be there. Right, I'm not saying this is like a simple process, but what I'm saying is like if you're looking for the way to solve it, it's not going to be reaching out, using your hands, like pushing it, you know. It's not going to be within. It's not going to, it's more so like if you're looking for the best way to fight this almost, or protect yourself, stay protected spiritually, maybe observing, listening, watching, and just making sure that you process on the inside. It seems really vague, but this is a very important part of it, and I don't know why. You could have a thing with control. I can't tell how strong it is on the spectrum. You know, maybe you're really controlling, maybe you're not. Who knows? But what it is saying that, like, I don't know, this magic, this lesson is something that's important to learn. I'll keep pulling out the spread. It's just important to know, because you're a very strong magician. You're very strong, and very interesting. I got this energy a while before I even thought about doing this reading, but it's like it's like this magician energy has been very strong. You're a very strong manifestor. You're a very strong creator, and you know that, and Spirit knows that. But the thing is, it's almost like now it's time for you to understand where the core strength of your power is, the core, the real locked in energy of your power, and that's gonna be it starts with your eyes, how you perceive things, how you intake them, right? I don't know, that's an important part of it. Not trying to push, not trying to control, but learning how to observe, take in, and when that's so hard, I'm feeling it now. Like I'm almost getting indigestion from that feeling. It's like, because sometimes, because we can't control everything, and that's fine. But it just feels like if there's anything frustrating, anything with the protection that may feel locked, or it may just feel like it's hard to untangle, hard to not even free yourself, but like I'm gonna move forward. It's like yeah, if you're looking to free yourself just in general, like as in just be like maybe even free yourself from control issues, but just freeing yourself from what would you be freeing yourself from with protection? Yeah, maybe with like control issues and protection, it just has an overall energy of like feels really emperor, like controlling the chessboard, like it's like the universe can't step in to help you, can't step in to protect you, but it's like you really gun for it's hard to explain. It's hard to explain. I want to move forward, but it definitely feels like you're setting yourself free from having to do it all on your own, and learning how to let the universe show you some of the process, and ask you, you know what to do with that, or how you want to handle that, and then working with the universe. It feels like, excuse me. That's what I'm trying to get out of that. Moving forward. Oh my gosh. Oh, and surrender comes out last. It flew out fast. So it's magic, protection, and surrender. That feels very spiritual. This is something new. This is releasing something. And in this, you're gaining something. There's determination. Yeah, it's like in order for spirit to protect you, you need to definitely surrender something. And this is also coming in your future as your this is coming in your future as your pleasant surprise, it seems like, as well. I feel like I want to clarify. I'm just curious. I'll put it back for that. Boy. Got energy. And energy with surrender. To clarify that. we'll clarify with tarot because that's gonna help for sure. But looking at just the snapshot, just looking at the full picture, because that's what I was supposed to have out in the beginning. The full picture. It's a lot of dark energy, so almost, because the beginning is like dark purple and then black, and then it moves to a very light gray. So it's like where you are now altogether, it's like you're moving out of a darkness, but you're moving into a light, and the only way that you're going to move into that light area where you're able to see more is if you let go of something, if you surrender. So this is also definitely about sight and seeing something with your vision. So observing. Surrender. What are we surrendering here? Okay, that's interesting. I just think that with protection next to surrender, and altogether snapshot, it's like magic, protection, surrender. Magic, protection, surrender. Forgive me, but the first image, and sorry about the darkness coming through. Hopefully it'll be okay. You can still hear. If that's okay with you guys. I don't know why, but the first image I thought was magic, protection, and surrender. It was like the image of Elsa when it's like in Frozen 1 when I don't know, Anna says that she's ready to get married to some guy, and Elsa's like freaking out about it, and they're having a snafu, they're having a fight, and that's the moment where Elsa runs out, and like I guess she accidentally releases her power because Anna takes her glove. The whole point of this is like she goes out of the castle, right? And she's just like, because she's out of control with her magic, because she's like out of alignment, her vision's all warped because of just like what's going on in her immediate environment. The same thing as this bird's energy with the 12. Because of what's going on, because of how she's seeing things, how she's perceiving it, her magic's acting all weird and wonky. She's starting to like use it when she's not meaning to. It's very chaotic, and she's not meaning to. So it's like, but if you watch like her intention, she's trying to protect herself. She's trying to, not be hunted by her town. That's the reason kind of why I'm seeing this. And I wouldn't have normally thought of Frozen, so I apologize. But it's like, I don't know. There was a lot of surrender in that too. Some people even joked and said she had like a Jesus archetype in that whole like let it go scene. Let it go. Oh my God, that's so. I didn't even think about how stupid that was, because that's actually a song that she sings right after that moment, and that's what the surrender card would basically say. Let it go. I don't know. So whatever that energy means, it's like you're very powerful, and maybe you're starting to show that more. Maybe it's starting to be seen more, and maybe it's freaking you out. You want to protect yourself. But at the same time, it's like, with that energy, it's like, I feel like it's a process with magic, and it's like, you're just protecting yourself and expressing yourself in a safer way. I don't know. Okay, we'll start clarifying, because it's a very interesting energy. It just feels like your power is growing. You are growing with the more self-realization you have. You're growing. Your power is growing, and with that, there's more of like a sense of like having to either let go of old things, because you have to let go of those things in order to receive more power. So I think that's what also is coming in your pleasant surprise. Is like when you surrender, you're receiving more power, more of a gift for something, more energy, more psychic abilities, things that you have been either working on or trying to strengthen. I don't know. Like, you remember the way that Elsa's magic got super refined? When she was able to let go of, like, trying to suppress it, or let go of trying to, like, protect herself, She was, I don't know. The magic got more, because she was able to, it's like it's like when you use your magic, or like, even like with superheroes sometimes use their abilities. I would just say that, like, they use a lot of it. they use like half of it trying to fight and half of it trying to defend, right? So if you're using like part of your power to try to defend yourself and protect yourself all the time, you're taking away like half of your own power. If you learn that you can be in an environment that you can trust, that you can be safe in, then you start to release that protective, like defensive energy, and then you have more power to use. I hope that makes sense. Um, yeah, you'll have more power available to you. Nine of Pentacles at the bottom. Let's move forward because I didn't realize it was gonna get dark like this. So magic, protection, and surrender. Let me get a snapshot for that. The Seven of Wands for magic. There's that defensive energy. But there's probably a reason for it. Ooh, the Eight of Cups with protection. What the hell? 7 and 8? 7 and 8 make 15, which is the devil. Which is literally what we're talking about. Freedom, releasing, being released from something. And the Eight of Cups and 7 of Wands, you're letting go of having to defend yourself. That's quite honestly what it's exactly saying, which is interesting. But looking deeper into it, the Eight of Cups, the eight is about hard work, mastery, like a perfect, not perfect, but like a, I don't know, having mastered something, being a master of your creation, of your domain. And cups are the emotions, of course. The emotions. Seven of Wands is 7 is like the journey. That's the things you learn in that journey. And Wand, excuse me. And Wand are about passion, fire, your soul. So having gone through a journey, learning things about your soul, learning things about you. Well, Seven of Wands, you learn so much that I don't know, it gives you more value within it. So like you gain more knowledge and you gain more value, and it makes you want to protect it more. So you've learned more about yourself, you gain more value in yourself, strengthens your magic because now you are more aware of you and yourself and your magic. So then you're like, oh shoot, I gotta protect this, And the Eight of Cups comes in because it's like with that, it's like you've protected it for so long. It's almost like the Eight of Cups. It's like this is also a card like emotional distance, because the Eight of Cups is like 8, because 8 is also the house of Scorpio, which is Pluto, and that can feel very far, very distant. And so maybe if you've been mastering your magic, you've also been distancing yourself emotionally, in order to focus on that. So now this is like maybe even a choice, a crossroads where it's like you can choose to stay in this Eight of Cups, where you can be a master of your magic. You can be a master of ruling this earthly domain if you so please. But it's almost like, imagine if Elsa like stayed in her castle, never opened it to Anna, never opened it to anyone else. She just stayed in that castle. It could have been, that's her choice, her prerogative. It could have worked out how she wanted it to. She could have been a great sorceress, but then she would have missed out on so much, relationship, so much community, some like love as well. So that's what I'm feeling here. It's like you can walk away from your grand scheme. You can walk away from I don't know. It's like you either want to stay in the cave and stay a master magician, or you want to sort of like release part of this distance, and maybe it'll feel less protected. It'll feel a lot more. Like maybe you'll feel a lot more vulnerable, if you close the distance, if you start getting closer again, to maybe other people or other things. But in a sense, once you with surrender coming, once you surrender this, it's almost like the universe will protect you. You don't have to worry about protecting yourself. If you I mean, of course, protect yourself as much as you Excuse me, need to. Okay. Boom. I don't know why I almost said bless you to myself. It was just a lot of thinking. Maybe that's what this is too, a lot of thinking. Because wands and cups, 7 of wands, 8 of cups. Wands and cups, fire and water, that makes steam. So there's maybe a lot of like, and that's like hot air, so just thinking. But I don't know, at the same time, I don't know. It's cleansing. It's a bit uncomfortable because steam can be very uncomfortable. Like hot tubs are very comfortable, but at the same time you realize it's hot water can be very uncomfortable. So just maybe this is an uncomfortable shifter phase. But it's so beautiful because I can feel it so strongly. It's just like one little surrender, one little mustard seed of faith. Like I guarantee that moving closer to those you may have distanced yourself from, moving closer to environments, more people, more communities, leaving a hermit mode even. It's just doing that, like that one little mustard seed of faith is exactly what's going to put you on like the best course. I did not pull out the rest. Let's see. What's the surrender to fill out the rest of the... Oh, wow. The Empress. And it got dark, so like these cards are not seeable anymore. But the Empress and surrender. Oh, wow. I mean, that sort of just screams giving birth. First off, it's like, that's the one thing the Empress might surrender to, would be the process of like, oh shoot, like well, there's a lot of other things the Empress would surrender to, but it's like when you go into labor, it's not like you can tell yourself to stop. I don't think I don't really go into labor, so I don't have much info on that, and I won't pretend like I do. But the the Empress and surrender, and that's exactly in that, because I could have said Emperor. It could have been the Emperor, but it's not. It's like you are going to, it's gonna show, and especially with the Emperor, and I said gonna show, that's like another like euphemism for almost like pregnancy. So it's like it's really gonna show a couple of things. It's definitely gonna show what you sacrifice, because it's gonna show like, oh, this is what you let go of in a sense. But also at the same time, it's going to show what you gained, you know? Like, what is it though? Like a mother would sacrifice, sacrifice the pregnancy and then would receive the baby. And so like that's the gift for it. And it's not just that this is a baby. It's like you're birthing something, you're creating something, you're letting something live, and what you're letting live, or it's like the way that this lives. Almost like you got out of your own way, but almost also it's like it's deeper than that. With the Eight of Cups too, it's way deeper in the Empress. It's like it's not just that. It's like the Seven of Cups with the journey, because the Seven is about a literal journey, like a trek, right? And the Eight is about like that next step, which is like, okay, I've gotten through the journey, I've learned, and now I've mastered it. The Empress is in coming out with all of this. And with magic, protection, and surrender, it's so much like, and the Empress even really could be Elsa too, which is hilarious. All of this, it just feels like, and I'm like struggling to, I'm trying not to say it because it sounds dumb, but maybe this will resonate. It's almost like, I don't know, you've become so powerful when you know how powerful you are, and it's not because it's not. With the Empress here, it's definitely not because of anything exterior. It's not like you're like, oh yeah, I can make change. I can control people. I can I'm like a real magician. I can do whatever magic I want to, and just, I don't know. It's not that. It's more so like you have really journeyed, and seven is so like it's almost like high priestess in training. 7 of sevens for me It's very like almost secretive, in the hidden and the unknown, in between the lines. So it's like this journey you took to really discover yourself, and the magic that you learned. It was like more so with hermit energy. It's like it's more to yourself. Not that you're trying to hide it from anyone. Not that you're trying to like keep it, or like it's more so because like it's like an individual learning course. So like it's not like you and like your group of friends go off to college to learn the same thing. You could, that could very well happen, but this isn't like the scenario. It's like you have to take those classes on your own to learn the information on your own, and now you're coming out shining brightly. If you do so make the choice to come out of the cave, because again, you could be an empress and still be a beautiful manifester from your cave, which is an option. I'm not downing that, but I'm definitely saying that like if you do come out of this, not hiding, but like out of this, like it just feels like it's almost like a princess who locked themselves away. I don't know. It's very much so like. But I mean, if you did lock yourself away, it was like to learn something, to gain more knowledge, to master something, and you did that. So maybe the scariest part is like maybe because you've gotten with the 8 too, probably a bit comfortable with like where you've been. It's almost like people going into COVID and being like, oh, I hate I hate isolation, I hate self-isolating or whatever, and now everyone's like, I don't want to go outside, I don't want to go anywhere. It's very hilarious how that shift happened. But it's that same energy of like you maybe didn't want to take this journey on your own, you didn't want to learn on your own, but now that you've gotten accustomed to it, you've been through it, you've experienced it. Now it's like, oh, it's like you know this more than you know the other thing, and you may have been like a social butterfly before, but it's like now you're having to relearn that. Maybe not even social butterfly, but you're just having to relearn how to get out there, connect, network, and be with people. But boy, that was a weird way of saying that. It's like you can't even see it yet, especially with that magic. You can't even see it yet. But when you get back out there, it's a whole different arena than when you were out, like when you were connecting with people last. Like you can go ahead and like consider like kiss that old cycle, be goodbye. I almost say kiss that cycle behind. Kiss that do not kiss any cycles behind, but kiss that old cycles goodbye, because it's like you can reflect on how you've related to people in the past, how you've been to people in the past, how you've connected, how you can relate, you can understand who you were in the past with your relationships. But there's a strong energy of I guarantee, like I feel like I know for sure that like when you move forward, you don't have to have any fears about anything being the same. And that is interesting, because that's the very one thing you can control. And here's why I say that the reason why you don't have to worry about that is because you're not having to focus, you're not giving your power to the outside. You're not having to wonder if people around you have changed, if people around you have grown or, diminished or, whatnot. You don't have to worry about that, because you've changed, you've grown, what you've gone through, how you've grown through it. So without a doubt, guaranteed, the energy is going to be different, because you're going to be different, and it's not like you're going to be like completely transformed or changed, unless you're a Scorpio. Unless you're a Scorpio, then that's not up to me. That was up to the universe to give you that personality trait to transform all the time, which is important for you guys and for everybody else involved, like with the whole zodiac. But what I'm saying here is that you're not going to be different. Like it all depends on your specific story. But I just feel like this is a type of different where it's not seen on the forefront, if that makes sense. It's not a different. What's a good example? It's not a difference that you can see from the outside. It's not a difference. Well, maybe, and you can. You just have to sort of. It's exactly what I was saying in the beginning with magic. This is an energy change within you that it's not going to be shown to you, right? Exactly. It's not like your rising sign. It's not like your first impression. It's not like, it's not like you just walking into a room. The way you see this change is through time, through process, through your actions, through everything that comes out of you, all the ideas that come out of you, all the emotions that come out of you. And again, with that soul, that gut, that fire, all the actions you take, that's how people will see in time that you've changed, And it's a lot more, I say this is a lot better because it's not like you're giving people the costume or just the energy that you change. You're not, it's almost like you're living it out completely, which is a lot harder. But it's a lot more rewarding because it's actually doing something. And this is gonna be stupid, but the only thing I could think of in this example is like, if you, like literally, if you were sick, like if you had like a flu or whatnot, and then you come back, or like if you had a flu, like, and you left work, right? And so now you're like rubbing like flu or like medicine on the outside of your body. And this is really stupid, I know, but like imagine you're just like you're like rubbing NyQuil on the outside of your body. And so you come into work the next day and you're like, guys, I feel so much better. And you have like NyQuil all over your body. I feel like that's a stupid example. Maybe you sound better, maybe you look better for the initial moment, but as you continue on in the day, you're just gonna be sticky with NyQuil, and you're still gonna feel sick on the inside. It's not gonna feel any better, because you want the appearance of it to feel better. What's gonna happen is you're gonna take the NyQuil, you're gonna take your time away, and you're gonna heal yourself. And then when you come back, people are going to feel that healing because it happened, fully through you. So you're not like walking with like a sore, achy limp anymore. You're not walking. You're not like congested or anything. Like people can. It will take a moment, for people to actually process it and see it in real life. But there's something really beautiful about that. It's just like there's been a major change within you, and you've had some time away, but like you're bringing this magic back, or you're just bringing this magic around a group that I feel like will either help amplify you or help support you, or just like, I don't know. It's a really nice energy, for sure. It's a really nice energy. Okay. Man, there's a lot to say in that. And the last thing I say with that is I always look at numbers last for some reason. So 7, 8 is 15. Because the 7 of Wands, 8 of Cups, 15. And then the Empress is a 3. So a 15 plus 3 is 18. That's the Moon. No, I can see that making sense. The Moon is very close to Earth. So something about this could be very close to Earth, very close to actualization. And what I mean by that is like, the moon can sometimes rule our dreams, our imaginations. So it's like what we dream of, right? And in the Tree of Life, if you ever researched it, it's almost like the moon is like a fruit off of an apple tree. It's very weird. It's almost like, so that imagination, that dream, it grows into an apple. And then when that dream is ready to be lived out, imagine that the apple falls off the tree and hits the ground. That's what it's like moving from moon to earth in the Tree of Life. It's like, the moon fully grows that apple, that dream you have, and then once it's ready to be eaten, like imagine it just falls off the tree, so the moon falls down into earth. And so now you have something to utilize on earth. It's now real. It's not just in your brain or your imagination. Now it's something that's real. It's like the simplest example is you have a blank sheet of paper. That's the moon. You're still thinking. You're still dreaming, imagining. And all of a sudden, the fruit falls down. The moon falls into the earth. That's a weird way to explain it. You move from the moon energy to the earth energy. where the apple falls, your dream falls into reality. And so now the blank sheet of paper, imagine now you've got a full drawing on it. You have a full essay on it. So it's no longer a dream. It's now reality. That's what I'm feeling here with the fact that we have 7 plus 8 plus 3, which equals 18. It's like you're in the moon. But with the Empress, it's at the precipice. It's like at the edge of the mountain, at the edge of the cliff, precipice, getting ready to give birth, getting ready to drop that apple off the tree. You can't see it. You don't see it falling yet. The baby is not out of the womb yet. But with that magic energy and the spiritual energy, it's like there's something that you feel where you know that this is about to, something major is about to be born, shifted, created. And you are definitely the initiator here. You're definitely I'm not even gonna say a key piece to it. I'm gonna say you are the key piece to it. It's like there are no other keys. There's no spare. It's like you are the key. That's what's the word? You're pivotal. You are needed for this. It may feel tough with that responsibility, but again, I won't say needed because I won't put that on you. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. But this energy would, I don't know, it feels like it would be a lot better if you were around it. And you the same. You would probably feel a lot better having that energy around you. All in all, something major is being born and created. And you're the parents of it. I don't see no other emperor. It's almost like an immaculate conception. All right, so I'm sorry. Let's go ahead and almost like kind of pretty much conclude in a sense because I've been here talking to you forever. So sorry. Literally got dark. That's embarazado. I don't know if I use that right. Lastly, since we are here, I'm just gonna go ahead and open up this fortune cookie and give you guys a final closing message. Here's a joke though. I'm sweating now a little bit, so I can't open it. What the fuck? Okay. Oi. Okay. I'm just saying oi more since I've been watching The Nanny. If anyone watches The Nanny, please hit me up so we can like Zoom and watch it together. That's one of my favorite shows. I would love to watch it with someone. Alright, so what does this fortune cookie say? Now I know fortune cookies are goofy, and I'm not gonna lie, this is Panda Express, so it's not like I'm like pulling out some like fortune cookie oracle deck. It's not something super. It's not something meant for the esoteric. But then again, I'm gonna throw you that same magic energy, that energy of like the 7, where I say it's like high priestess in training, a lot of like hiddens and unknowns. I think that reading in between the lines, like getting your own answer for something, really taking, what feels important or what feels, taking it. I feel like everything has something to give, something to offer, in a sense, sometimes. And so that's why I like these fortune cookies. So hopefully this helps you in any way. I don't even know what it says. It says, okay, so it says, not me about to go. I'm gonna make a like glasses joke, because let's see, I'm trying to read it. Okay, so it says quality, it says quality. Okay, quality counts. Why would Spirit make me have to cough? The fortune cookie says quality counts, and you've got it. And I've never had something read like that before. What the fuck do you mean? So quality counts, and you've got it. Oh my god. That's really crazy. I'm very happy I decided to read that after the reading. Because and I know it's gonna. I may feel and I don't even know how to describe it, so I'll just get into it real quick. It may feel like, I don't know. You can always like try to force things to connect, but for me, it's such a strange feeling because I'm not. I don't. The hardest part of it is having to communicate it. It's I don't have to like force it to connect. It's so cool how I feel it in my like how I feel this because I feel the surety of the message, but it's just having to communicate it that's hard. But we're saying quality counts, and for a lot of this reading, we're talking about the magician energy of inside out, of like how you're coming back to a space and you changed, but it's not like you changed on the outside. It's not like you did something just to show, just to get it done and over with and be like, oh, I changed. It's like, no, you really processed it, and that's a quality process. It's like if a clam jumped into the ocean, you know how they have pearls? Like imagine it jumped to the ocean and was like, oh, this is boring, and it jumped right back out. It wouldn't have a pearl within it. The clams that do have pearls are the ones that really do, sit and ferment and take the time in the process. If you go digging 2 feet, you're going to find just dirt, but if you go digging, 10,000, 3,000, 3,000, did I just go lower? 10,000, 13,000, 20,000. If you go digging deeper and you work harder, there are more jewels, more things to be found. What I'm saying here is that this fortune cookie is letting you know, like, yo, you have quality. If there's nothing else in this reading to show you, it's really congratulating you and thanking you for taking the time to gain that quality. Because it says that you've got it, but before it says that, it says quality count. And counts is a word that deals with like pentacles, earthly, physical, because you count money, you count time, you count resources. So it's like things that can be given, shared, taken, bargained, traded, things like that. So since quality counts, it's like quality is a form of a resource. It's a form of like, it's something you can utilize to, I could say pay for yourself. Quality is something that you could use to, yeah, quality is like a resource that you use to validate yourself in a sense. It's like how how much worth do you have within yourself, and can you express that? Can you utilize that? Can you live that out? Can you really like? This is hard. Let me think. Quality counts. Now that I stopped and breathed for a second, the first thing I think of like is literally is like, if you want a paycheck, if you want to get paid, if you want money, you're gonna have to be like, you're gonna have to have the qualities that the job is looking for. But also it's like, if you want a paycheck, you're gonna have to have like depth, authenticity, quality. And yeah, what is the opposite of quality? Is quantity. So it's like not about what the universe isn't counting. This cycle is not going to be looking at the funds you give it in quantity. It's not going to be looking at how much quality versus quantity. Quantity is an amount. Sorry, this is taking a bit because this is like the most important part of it. Because like it says you got it, so we know you've got the quality. But if the quantity is the amount and the quality is, it's not the amount. It's the God. I'm almost thinking the worth of it. Quantity or quality is like the value behind it, not like the amount. It's like you don't have 50 things to throw at. You may not have 50 skills. You may not have 50 other job resources or connections. You may not have 50 other awards. But it's like what you do have, what you have worked on, what you have mastered, what you have journeyed to learn and understand, taking the time to work on. It may have been one thing. It's maybe one child, one baby, one creation. It's maybe something that, I don't know, it's it's something that's one thing that's very important that you've mastered, you've worked to learn to sharpen about yourself. And that's what the universe, and that's like the universe and the cycle around you, the environment, definitely the environment, the people around you, that's what they're going to look at and focus on. In a sense, they're going to focus on what part of you really what part of you can they see a lot of depth in, can they see a lot of value in. It's like, that's what's going to count, that's what's going to matter. Like, even if it's not the people, and it's not like, because we can't control these people on this earth, so even if it's not the people, or the environment, it's just at least the universe. The universe is only counting the things that have true weight and value to you, I don't know. The last thing I'll say with that is, because like I'm trying to wrap up that message of just like, don't try to throw like a million things at the universe, like saying like that you can do this, you've got this. It's like, you don't have to prove yourself with like a million different skills and talents. Random thing that came to my head was, do you remember when I think it was like one of the latest seasons of Victorious, where they got a new principal and they had to re-audition for their school, their talent school, and everyone brought like a single piece. And that's exactly what you are. You're bringing your single piece. Like, imagine like Beck's character, Avon Jogia, he brought like a monologue, and it was very simple, very like one thing, but the quality of it, he was like super into it, and so it really showed. The other example I was thinking of was the first one I was thinking of was Kat, Ariana Grande. Her character did like 13 different acts in like 2 minutes, because she was really trying to showcase her talents. And it was a wild sight to see, and she was like out of breath and stuff. Obviously, 'cause she's doing like a million things. So yeah, the universe isn't looking, and wow, this is gonna pain me to say it because I love her, but the universe isn't looking at the Ariana Grande archetype, or the cat. I mean to say Cat Valentine. They're not looking at Cat Valentine. It's not looking at people who are just trying to throw a million things at the board to see what sticks. It's almost like the universe is trying to see. The universe is counting and really rewarding things that you take the due time and the due process to like really let the value sink in. So it's like, what have you worked on? What do you care about? What's been long term for you? What have you really put in blood, sweat, and tears to, I don't know, something about that. I apologize. That's a lot for this one little fortune cookie. But the last thing I will say on this, like I told you, fortune cookies are kind of fun for me. The last thing I will say on this is quality counts and you've got it. It's almost like maybe because the same example with quality is like quality over quantity is like you may have less of an amount of it. So maybe you have less of an amount of something. You may not have enough of an amount that you may need. You may not have enough money, time, energy, whatever resources for what you may need. But as long as you've got the quality, you've got the worth, you've got the value, you really care about this, you really have sacrificed and put in your all your magician energy. As long as you have that quality, which you do apparently, as long as you have that currency is all you're gonna need to push you through. And that's sometimes how that magician has that lucky, how did they pull it off energy. It's like they don't have to have the real magic powers. They don't have to have all the whole kit and caboodle. Sometimes a really good magician knows how to do a lot with a very little. I don't know if a lot with a very little. They know how to do a lot with very little, I meant to say. But you know what I meant. So it's and I don't know, it's very cool. This whole energy is really giving me like you guys are pulling off like a major magician's almost like transmutation, or like you're like pulling off major magic, and you're using like whatever you got. You're not using a lot. You don't have a lot to go off of. But the thing the one thing, or the very thing that you do have to go off of, it means the world to you. It's fueling you. It's powering you, and the universe hears that. The universe, you don't have to worry if the universe is gonna wonder if you don't have X, Y, and Z, because they only need A, and that's really the most important thing here. You've got it. The fortune cookie says you've got it. No matter what this is, this may be uncomfortable. This may be a lot to work through and release and let go. But oh my goodness, it's that fair balance where it's like this is gonna be a lot to release, but I guarantee you, as soon as you do, it's gonna be a lot to gain, tenfold, tenfold. Alrighty. I have to say I do apologize. This was a very long reading. Was not expecting it to be this long, so I apologize. But thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much. Please like the video, share the videos, subscribe, comment, put on notifications. And if you want a personal reading, info for that is down below. Again, first 10 folks to hit me up for that. Sorry, I should say that in case you missed it. It's a fall special sort of thing. First 10 people to email me, just if you need a reading at all, the first 10 people to email me will receive, after I put this video out, they will receive a free 10-minute reading, and you can ask any question. I'm seeing if you want to keep up with, like, how many readings I've already given out so far. I'll put that information in the description, just so you guys can be aware. Like I say, I be aware, not a why. I'm aware, not a why. At the end of the day, I can't even process the shit that I'm saying right now. So I'm gonna leave you guys on that. This is a really beautiful energy. I don't even know how to express it. I love when I get hit with that energy sometimes, where it's like, man, I've told you guys most of what I can see in this, but you're gonna have to see it to believe it, and you're gonna have to feel it to believe it, and it's so much that is not in the cards here, but it's gonna make you so happy, especially if you've been doing a lot of work. It's just gonna be such a beautiful thing for you. Wow. Okay, very cool. Alright, so I'll see you guys on the scheduled weekly readings. For the moment, they're on Sunday, so I'll see you on Sunday. If you are, returning visitor or new, everybody else, But thank you guys again. I really appreciate it, and I hope this helps. That is the most important part. So I will see you guys later. Stay safe, drink water, be healthy, and enjoy yourselves. Definitely. Alrighty. Thank you guys. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.